Welcome to episode 39 of One Up Me. We're going to be talking about Bethesda. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to episode 39 of One Up Me. My name is Ryan Smith, and I am joined, as always, by my co-host, Jordan Sims. How's your day going? You wake up a little late?
Yeah, I did. Yep. Sorry, listeners. Sorry, Ryan. Woke up a little late.
I don't think the listeners are going to notice. That'd be weird.
They're
You felt like you woke up a little late. What's happening there? I can hear it in your voice. If you can, you need to stop listening to us. If you can, if you can tell, go listen to somebody else. That's a little too creepy. Yeah, we're recording a little bit later than we thought. We wanted to, but that's okay. We got to roll with the punches. Try not to blame Jordan too much because I have screwed up plenty in the past. But yeah, today is going to be all about Bethesda. Maybe a little bit of their history, a little bit of our history with them, the mistakes that they have, if you haven't noticed, made recently, and hopefully their bright future. But as always, we do like to start out by giving y'all a taste of what we have been up to over the past few days. You have any games, movies, TV shows, anything that you've been fooling around with lately?
Well, after Smash just completely obliterated.
Oh yeah, I haven't played Smash. No, a little bit. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Sorry, interrupting you.
It's okay. I tried playing Smash online like at least 12 times yesterday, and every time I was greeted with that wonderful error message.
You get a mark down a tally against HAL Labs and Nintendo, or
Yep.
I don't know if HAL Labs still makes it. Bandai, whoever. Yeah, every time
exactly.
you get it.
Every time. And I literally tried 12 times to play online yesterday, and after the 12th time, I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm just going to play, what's it called? Not classic mode, but Strike Squad, where you can choose 3 different characters or 5 different characters and play against a computer or somebody. If you had somebody there to play with you, you can, and they choose 3 to 5 characters to fight against. And that was kind of fun. Then I got bored with that, and so I just kind of went and watched some anime. I watched some Goblin Slayer, but fast forwarding, or I guess
Dude, I actually watched a Wisecrack video like an hour ago on Goblin Slayer.
Yeah, I need to finish Goblin Slayer so I can go watch that Wisecrack video. So
I already forgot all this. I don't think there are any. I don't know. Maybe some people died. I don't remember their names or how or anything.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, some people do die in that show, but that's pretty early on. Spoilers for Goblin Slayer, I guess. But and then rewinding back to earlier in the week, I did pick up Long Days Gone, and that's actually a pretty interesting game. It's like 4 hours or 4 to 5 hours of playtime if you explore around and do some of the side quests and stuff. But it's a 2D. I'm not going to describe it the way to describe it because it's definitely different. It's more like a light novel mixed with...
Okay, so, just real quick, aside, HAL Labs did help develop Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Well, thank you for that, because I was actually wondering. I was like, did they? I'm pretty sure. I'm like 80% sure they did. Okay, so Long Days Gone is like anime-styled visual novel, but it's really not. It has a good story, but it's a very simple.
Is there a non-anime style visual novel?
I don't know. I assumed there was when I was forming that sentence in my head.
Nah.
Yeah, so it's a visual novel where you play this guy and you're in the army, and then obviously some stuff happens, and you go on an adventure, and that's what the game's about. It tells the story very interestingly. I love the style. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours if you do 5 hours if you do the side quest.
I thought you said 45. I was like, dang, that's a long visual novel.
Yeah, it's only the first chapter's out now. So
Okay.
It is early access on Steam.
It's like it's war related, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, it's war related. It's one of the ways they describe it is what's the word they use? They use like language barriers. That's like in the description, talking about language, and there is, like you speak English, and the people that you interact with sometimes don't speak the same language as you, and so it's not really present in the first chapter, like how important that is, but maybe in the chapters to come, we'll see how much more interesting the story gets. But I think the first chapter was great. It's like $16 with tax, which still blows my mind that Steam has tax, which is weird, but whatever. So that's really what I've been up to. I watched Goblin Slayer, like I said, tried playing some Smash, played Long Days Gone, and I tried playing some Overwatch, and then realized that I'm really
I feel like Long Gone Days would have been a better name. I don't know. Maybe not.
Yeah, it is like it's not like a tongue twister, but like in my head, I do call it Long Gone Days instead of Long Days Gone, which is the actual title. But yeah.
Or Days Long Gone. I feel like that would have been better.
Also true. But I think this is developed by I honestly I'm not even gonna say who it's developed by because I honestly don't remember. But yeah, that's really what I've been up to. What you been doing?
I played and beat Kingdom Hearts 2. I can take that off my shame games list.
Congratulations.
I never quite beat it. But yeah, over the past 3 or 4 days, I already had some time put into it, but I beat it finally. Good game, like I suspected. Very good game. I'm glad I finally beat it before Kingdom Hearts 3 came out. Also beat Resident Evil 7.
I saw you playing that. How did you like it?
It was really, really good.
It is.
Very atmospheric, very, I mean, it's not super classic Resi because obviously it's first person, but it's way more Resident Evil than, the past, especially 6, Nobody really liked 6. It seemed, especially not as a Resident Evil game. So it's kind of back to business with the spooks and whatnot. So I'm glad for that. There's some like free content updates and stuff where I think you can play as Chris. So I might check that out.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. I actually beat that game in like a day and a half. It's probably 10 hours, maybe. I'm not sure. No, it's a short game. It's a really short game. But that was really, really good. And if you're a survival horror fan, I'd say it's a must play. Also picked up Birth by Sleep, which a friend of ours has been like begging me to play. Basically, it's a Kingdom Hearts game. If you don't know, Kingdom Hearts timeline is very odd, to say the least. So he's like, this should help you to understand what's going on. So I'm thinking I might have time to play it and maybe one more Kingdom Hearts game before Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out. I'm not sure. But it's different. Hold on. Let me come out there real quick.
Yeah, Birth by Sleep definitely is different. It's I actually haven't played the game during that gaming period in my life. I didn't actually... I had a PSP, but I didn't pick up... No, I didn't have a PSP. Anyway, doesn't matter.
I actually have a funny story about that. I've had GameFly a few times throughout my life for various amounts of time, and I had GameFly and I had rented Birth by Sleep, but so I decided to buy it, and after I sent it back, and they just never sent it to me.
Wow.
They just
Dang
GameFly was like no. So I don't know. I guess I was pretty young. I was like I don't care, whatever. It's probably my mom's money. And finally I picked up a bunch of comics, and I read a bunch of Flash comics. I finally got. I'm probably a year or two behind on this, but I finally got through the Godspeed arc.
Oh, that's
really good. I really enjoyed it. I also picked up some. I think I just went ahead and bought the rest of the
Rebirth.
I'm sorry.
DC Rebirth, Flash, the Flash story.
No. Oh my gosh, I'm having the Batman one. Where it's like a mini series. I can't think of what it's called. Oh my gosh.
Batman Dark Knights, Batman Metal, Batman.
No. Okay. Although I did buy some of that stuff too. Dang, what's the name of that? Hold on, let me look this up.
Okay.
Batman.
There were tons of.
Also, I picked up some Mr. Miracle and Plastic Man.
Oh, nice. I got I enjoyed DC's miniseries of Ragman and Deadman. I liked those that they did. They were like 5 to 6 mini series they did back in.
What's it called?
Well, one was called Ragman, and it was like a 5 to 6 issue mini series that DC did. That was pretty good. And then I think the other one was just called Deadman.
All-Star Batman.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I went ahead and picked up the rest of that. I've been reading Mr. Miracle and All-Star Batman and the Plastic Man or something. Like I think they're all miniseries if I remember correctly. I've been really enjoying those. And then the other day I went to the local comic book shop here and picked up the first issue of a Martian Manhunter miniseries that they got going.
Ooh,
I haven't. I started reading it last night actually, but it was really dark in my room and the light on my ceiling fan wasn't bright enough so I could read it very well. So I'm probably just gonna have to read that like during the day or something.
I see.
But yeah, I've really enjoyed all those. Definitely recommend them. The Martian Manhunter artwork is really interesting. So yeah, I definitely recommend those.
That's cool. I like Martian Manhunter. He's a cool dude.
Yeah, he's a detective in this. At least at first, that's like seems to be the focus is that he is on his life as a human.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because he can shapeshift.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that's about it, I think. I've watched some TV shows and YouTube videos. Do what?
What is it? I did pick up whatever that. I told you about it yesterday. That Switch app, Inky Pen.
Oh, the comics one. Yeah.
Yeah, I made an account, but I haven't. Well, I didn't finish making an account because it was like $7.99. I was like, I don't want to give you $7 yet. Like so.
You got to buy the app cost $8.
No, the app is free, but to actually log in to the account, you got to link a payment, and it charges. It's $7.99 a month. And I was like,
screw that.
I'm like, I got to do some research on this app before I just give them $8. So
wait, what does it do? What does the $8 get you?
I guess comics. I guess it's Inky Pen is like Comixology kind of, but I haven't seen what they have on their platform yet. I haven't looked. I was about
to say because Comixology obviously has deals with DC, Marvel,
exactly.
IDW, Boom,
everybody.
Yeah. So I don't know what else will be left over. They even have their manga selection has even gotten better and better. So I don't know.
Exactly, especially with Sony Jump, the way they just did things. They give away free issues, and
I'm not sure. I mean, it's definitely worth the look.
Yeah, I am curious, so I'll definitely report back. I'll do some research on it and report back in the next and One Up Me 40 or One Up My News, either or I'll tweet about it if it's not important.
I think it's time for the main event.
That's right.
Bethesda. Like I kind of hinted at earlier in the episode, Bethesda has not been doing what I would call great as of late. Fallout 76 just absolutely has shat the bed. It's hit the fan. It's all over the walls. You need some wet ones, but I mean, how many wet paper towels with 409 can you get before it's just? I feel like they're just spreading it around.
You definitely. That's not gonna work, man. You got to bring in the big boy.
You got to get a Mr. Clean Magic Eraser.
No, bigger than that. You got to get a power washer. And that stuff's like gotten in the carpets. You gotta rent a carpet cleaner.
Yeah, so it smells so bad, that some people, may have forgotten that Bethesda used to make good games.
So that's what we're gonna remind you of today. The Bethesda does sometimes, more than likely, almost always.
I like some
know
of these.
What they're doing.
So I like. It looks like their first game was a Wayne Gretzky hockey game. I forgot about that. Somebody told me about that one time.
I actually wanted to play that, obviously I didn't ever have the system to play it on, but as growing up in gaming and stuff, people talk about different games, and I'm not really a hockey fan or even a sports fan per se, but I was one because Wayne Gretzky's name is just so interesting. It's just a cool sounding name. Like he could definitely have a comic book about him. Wayne Gretzky.
Wayne Gretzky is the Michael Jordan of hockey.
Oh, okay.
You didn't know that?
Nope. I don't even know. I don't even think I could tell you what this man looked like.
Well, I mean, I don't know a whole lot about him, but he's just, he's in the same echelon. We got Michael Jordan, Tony Hawk, Wayne Gretzky. Names that people just Serena Williams, unfortunately. Names are just super popular, and Tiger Woods, even though he's not as popular as he was. But yeah, obviously the big things that Bethesda is known for is the Elder
Pirates of the
Scrolls.
Caribbean series.
Yes. So in 2004, the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie came out, and Bethesda was like, "We got to jump on this train."
That's right.
No, obviously it's Fallout and it's the Elder Scrolls. A lot of people, I think most people know at this point. I'm not sure, but at least people in this circle that Bethesda was not the originators of Fallout. It was actually something called Interplay Entertainment and Black Owl Studios. Bethesda picked it up in I know it was Fallout 3.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to see here. It was like 2008, I believe.
Yes. So Fallout 3 was when Bethesda picked it up, but the first two Fallouts were developed by Black Isle Studios, with the tactile role playing game Fallout Tactics: Brotherhood of Steel being developed by Micro Forte and 14 Degrees East. So Bethesda really didn't get their feet, all the way in Fallout until 2008.
No, they didn't get in at all. I don't think until 2008, which was a lot of people's first taste of Fallout. I know it was mine. Did you play Fallout 3 at all?
I think I did. I want to say yes, but I'm gonna look at a picture of it right now to see if I've actually played this game. But yes, I have.
All you need to know is that Liam Neeson is your dad.
Okay. Yes, I have played this game, but I don't think I got very far.
Really interesting. What did you like it? Do you remember?
Yeah, I liked the way it looked. The gameplay was cool. It was interesting. It made me want to play Fallout New Vegas, and I played that game a couple times. So
which Bethesda didn't make.
Correct. Yes.
A lot of people. Fallout 3 was my first go at it. What were you saying?
I wanted to say Fallout is a series that I do want to dive into, and I actually was considering getting Fallout 76 before all this craziness happened, and now I'm really glad that I didn't buy it, because I was really thinking about it. I was like, this sounds awesome to play with my friends. It really does. Because I was like, I want to get into Fallout. I want to get into the world, and I should just go back and play Fallout 3 and some of the other Fallouts. Because I feel like I've tried getting into the Skyrim universe, and I watched a playthrough on Morrowind. I tried playing Oblivion, and I couldn't get into Skyrim. But I feel like, me personally,
you just don't like those.
Yeah, I think not that I don't like those games, I just don't particularly like Skyrim. Which is, I know that's... I just don't like the Skyrim universe.
It's not Skyrim universe, it's Elder Scrolls. What do you mean? I don't...
That's what I meant. I just used the wrong word. I meant I don't like the Elder Scrolls universe. I think if I had to pick one or the other, I'd pick the Fallout universe over the Elder Scrolls universe.
Okay.
For gameplay that I would enjoy, personally.
So it's about the game. You don't like the swinging the swords and stuff?
No, that's fun. I just don't think... Maybe Skyrim just didn't grab me when I first tried playing it. Maybe if I tried playing it now, I'd love it. But it just wasn't really interesting to me when I first picked it up. I was like, this is cool. I made I think I made a cat character and tried being an assassin. I'm like, this is kind of cool, but then I kind of just fell out of it. So...
Yeah, I understand.
I don't really know. It's one of those things where, I want to play it. It sounds cool. Maybe I should try it on my Switch. That'd be interesting.
That's right. It is on Switch.
I always forget that. It's just.
I actually played it on Switch. And it actually wasn't bad.
Yeah. Okay. I also feel like I have an obligation. If I'm gonna play Skyrim, I need to play it to the highest of its quality. So I probably should play it on PC just so I can get the.
I wouldn't worry about it.
Okay. Did they ever make Skyrim for the PSP?
No.
Okay. I didn't think so. But that'd be crazy if they did. It's like, guys, we're making a Skyrim PS Vita game.
Yeah, no, they definitely did not do that. Okay, so continuing on this Fallout train, Fallout 4 was actually, a lot of people were disappointed. Did you play Fallout 4?
I did not.
You didn't? Okay, so it's not that it was bad. I really liked it. But Fallout 4 was basically more Fallout 3, which isn't a bad thing. It's one of a lot of people's favorite games, or it's on up there on a lot of people's favorite game lists. I know it's on mine. But it was I guess people were kind of looking for something else, It's the next big Fallout game by Bethesda, It had been like 7 years, I want to say.
Yeah, the Fallout 3 came out in 2008, and then Fallout 4 didn't come out until 2015. So
yeah, that's 7 years exactly. So people were just kind of like, yeah, this is good, and it got good reviews, but people were kind of just disappointed, which is where honestly a lot of people are like, here's an example of Bethesda slipping, but I don't know. I think maybe they didn't see things like The Witcher. That's another thing. Games like The Witcher came out, which runs so much better than Fallout. If you know Bethesda games at all, you know that they have a tendency to bug very badly. I've never really actually had a game-breaking bug or anything, which I feel like is surprising for how much I played Fallout and Skyrim. But yeah, people were just kind of like, yeah, this is fine. But we wanted more, They wanted, I guess, another hook. And then Fallout 76 came around and we're like, oh, people, just what is happening? What is happening to Bethesda? But they also, if you're not counting just main Bethesda also has a lot of other games and a lot of other titles that people really love. So yeah, they own other things besides Skyrim and Fallout. They own other studios, not just the main one. And one of the ones that I really enjoy is Arcane. They make Dishonored, and I believe they also make Prey. And I really, really enjoy those games. I don't think Jordan's played those games, though.
I haven't. I know you and Jake talk very highly of Prey, and it's definitely on my list of things that I need to try out. Probably more than Fallout or Skyrim, just because it looks pretty interesting. It looks like a game I would enjoy, so it's definitely one of those I wouldn't say it's on my shame games list, but it's definitely on my list of games that, I guess backlog, you'd call it, of games that I want to play that I haven't yet.
Look up Arcane Studios. I believe they did make both.
Did they?
They were French. I didn't know that.
Huh. Okay.
So they made BioShock 2, Dishonored 2, Prey. Okay, yeah, so they did make both of them. These are very different games than the others. They're not RPG. They're not RPGs. They're not post-apocalyptic or, fantasy. They're sci-fi-esque. Prey is just straight up horror, sci-fi horror. If you're into the BioShock games, you'd probably like that. And Dishonored, they're like stealth action games with like a kind of slight horror element, I guess you could say. They're really gritty, and you have like these powers that allow you to sneak around and kill people and whatnot. So games like this and Doom, I mean, people adore Doom, which is made by id Software, which Bethesda is also in involvement with. I guess they own them as well. Mm-hmm. So I mean, these are games that people adore. So my thoughts are, why has Bethesda not looked at these other games and, maybe taken some hints that you should be, different? Like, Fallout was supposed to be quirky and different, and it's kind of just, I don't know, it's lost some of its luster. And these other games around it, they also run better. They have access to engines that, like, Doom runs on, and Doom, it runs really well. So I don't understand why they're still being stubborn and using this engine that is, I don't even know how old now. I think it's over 10 years old. I just don't understand it.
I was thinking about that myself the other day, on how I feel like that with Fallout 76 and kind of Fallout Shelter, that they released them and they're like, people will play them, we'll get money from them, and then we'll just forget about them. And that's how it's going to be. But I guess with the power of the internet and the fact that they've screwed up royally with Fallout 76, that they can't just sweep it under the rug because, people are just like, no, like, you said you were going to give me this, you didn't give me this, you leaked my credit card information and my address and, all this other personal information about me. Like, people they've gone from just being ticked off about, how a game runs to, like, Bethesda is not, obviously, I don't think they're doing this on purpose. They're not screwing up and
They have no reason to do that.
Yeah, but I kind of feel like with, obviously I don't have any in with Bethesda, but just from my point of view, I feel that they were just like, yeah, release Fallout 76. We'll get a bunch of money from it. Yeah, everything will be fine with it. We won't have to do anything for it. And they're having to put in so much more time and effort to Fallout 76 that they're probably regretting releasing it at all. They should have just been like,
I don't know, maybe they got too big for the britches or something.
Maybe, because I feel like their whole thing with it is they kind of just felt like, we'll get money from this. We don't care what we're putting out. It's Fallout. It's a new Fallout. We've hyped it up. People are pre-ordering it. Like, people will buy it. But they didn't really... I think that's as far as it got. It didn't go past that. It didn't go into, well, is this really playable? What do the players think? Will they like this? Different stuff like that.
Well, they're still using this ancient engine that clearly doesn't work. It didn't work. It was bugging out on the PS3 and Xbox 360. So, of course, it's going to have trouble on a next gen or a current gen online game. I don't understand. And with games like The Witcher and Breath of the Wild and these other huge games that just run much better, I don't understand. And the Elder Scrolls, there's no telling when the next Elder Scrolls game is going to come out. Although there's some industry analysts that predicted that it's going to come out this year, just because Bethesda is just shot themselves in the foot. And
yeah, they're like,
have we need good press.
This year. Yeah.
The what?
I said I was agreeing with you in the fact that they have to release something good this year.
I don't think they do.
Really?
No. Why do they have to? They need to make a good game. So don't worry about, like, if they try to release something else this year and it does poorly, like, that's the worst thing they could possibly do.
Good point. Me personally, I get people predict things, but I don't think we'll see an Elder Scrolls game in 2019. I definitely think that...
I think 2020 at the earliest.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. For probably 2020, for sure by 2021, and most definitely by 2022. Because if we don't see it by then people will just definitely...
I wouldn't be surprised if it was a PS5, Xbox 2, or what do you want to call it, game.
Yeah, I could see that. And maybe that's what they're banking on, But man, they take so long to make games. Which there is nothing wrong with taking a long time to make a good game at all. There's nothing wrong with that.
They could probably make the game a little quicker if they didn't, release Skyrim on every console known to man.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Why are they? What if it was just a re-released Skyrim in like 4K?
That's what it is. You're talking about the new one.
The new one, I'm like, I get it. Yeah, it's cool. You can play Skyrim on pretty much anything you want.
You can play it on your Alexa. I think.
Wow. Huh.
Yeah.
That's cool. Wonder how that works. Anyway, I'll have to watch a YouTube video on that. But yeah, I get it. They're like, people love Skyrim. They'll play it on everything. Bethesda, stop making Skyrim. Just stop re-releasing it.
People need to stop buying it.
That's also true. I was listening to a podcast, and they were talking about how people don't understand the price of video games and how some games, $60 shouldn't be $60 for every game. If it's like $25 worth of a game, we should pay $25. Not all base games should be $60. And I don't know why I'm bringing this up now, because I don't have anything to tie it into. I guess I just thought that was an interesting thought, that I feel that video games are just going to get more expensive. I feel like they're going to hit the $80 range this year, just with
this year.
Yeah, I think so. With some of the
this
games.
Year. Maybe next generation, but no, there's no way this year. This says I'm reading. I guess it is Wikipedia. It says that Todd Howard confirmed that in 2016 Skyrim had sold 30 million units worldwide.
Oh my gosh. I guess. Well, thank you. You bringing that up reminded me why I actually brought up that discussion, that information to begin with. The fact that, if vote with your money. That's the best way to vote. Best way to cast your opinion, kind of thing. If you like something, put your money into it. If you don't like something, don't buy it or don't support it, kind of a thing. But with Skyrim, it's just like, I get it. People love Skyrim. It's awesome. I'm very grateful that people can play Skyrim on their Nintendo Switch and I guess their Alexa. But I wish they would put their time and money and energy into doing anything else. Yeah, that's definitely how I feel.
Like a remake of the Pirates of the Caribbean series.
I mean, yeah. I have, had my eye on Call of Cthulhu Dark Corners of the Earth by Bethesda that came out in 2005. That's pretty interesting.
What about Wet? There's a game called Wet.
So that game is super sexual. It looks very... It's like...
With a name like Wet, I can't imagine.
It's, it's stylized as Wet. So that was me reading it in all caps. It's a 2009 third-person shooter that came out for PS3 and Xbox 360. Yeah, it's there's supposed to be a PlayStation Portable version, but it got canceled, obviously.
Why is that obvious, Jordan?
Well, it didn't do well, Ryan. So apparently, she's a problem solver. So she's a killer.
Are you reading the description?
I am. Yep. So apparently, it's this doesn't matter, but I'll have to read that.
Wet 2 canceled.
Oh man, a sequel canceled, but it looks very. It looks like a Resident Evil, not Uncharted. What's the game? What's the movie? Resident Evil kind of looking game, where her clothes just look like they're painted on, just kind of like wet. Honestly, her clothes look like they're just soaked, which I guess that's what they're going for. But it looks like a.
Bethesda made this. That's so weird.
It is weird. This is a weird looking game, man.
This is before Skyrim or.
Mm-hmm.
Or Bethesda published it. They didn't develop it.
I mean, I kind of want to play this game. It looks interesting.
Why?
It's only
I don't in 2009. Know, that's great. Why do you want to play this?
I don't know, man. I have bad decisions in video games sometimes.
You do. You have very bad decisions.
I mean, I pre-ordered My Hero One Justice. I pre-ordered PlayStation All-Stars. Obviously, I do not have a good track record when it comes to video games.
Clearly not.
I mean, I should not even be doing this podcast. I'm a bad video game person.
So, going back a little bit to Fallout New Vegas, we kind of touched on it, but not really. Is that's your Fallout, right, Jordan?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
You want to talk about that for a second?
Yeah, so I really enjoyed that game. Yes, I know it wasn't made by Bethesda, but it was just something interesting. It was different. I enjoyed the way it was developed. The story looked interesting, and I've actually played it, I think, 2 or 3 times, if I remember right. But it was honestly probably one of my first games that was like this that I've ever played on PC, because that's what I played it on, and it was a really enjoyable experience. I liked how. So if you don't know, obviously, Fallout New Vegas is a post-apocalyptic Fallout game that was made by Obsidian.
Hold on, I can't. What was that word? Post-apocalyptical?
Post-apocalyptic video game.
Apocalyptical. That sounds like a new Bowflex.
That's
Get the new post-apocalyptic. I can't even say it.
Post-apocalyptical. It's $59.99, and if you buy now, you can get 2 for free.
Horse armor.
But that's right. So it was, I liked the way it looked. I think it was my first like apocalyptic game that I remember playing per se. But my friend got me into Bethesda because before I was like, whatever, Bethesda doesn't matter. Just because I was kind of like very what's the word I'm looking for? I guess like closed-minded when it came to video games. I'm like, I liked what I liked, and I didn't really branch out and play anything that was too different per se. So I guess Fallout New Vegas was different enough that it got me out of my little weird video game bubble that I was in and wanted me to.
Were you playing like a bunch of weeb games or something?
Kind of, yeah. So
the worst, worst
yeah,
bubble.
Yeah. So I really enjoyed it. It was super fun. I've thought about playing it the other day, just buying it again.
Yeah, I've had it. I haven't played it though.
I like it. Yeah, it's definitely not perfect. Like, you can switch from your perspectives, which is kind of cool, and the guns are fun. It was my first game where like the NPCs were pretty smart, and it was just it was interesting, because it had gambling and you could do different things, like blackjack slots, roulette, different things like that, and it is. It had that survival aspect to it where you had to eat and drink, which was important, and different skills and different guns, and it was really cool. I'd never played a game that was really like this, and so it definitely opened my mind up to. In a way, it kind of it's definitely not on the same level as Red Dead Redemption 2 at all, obviously, but. In a way, I can see why I liked Red Dead Redemption 2 so much, because it had aspects of Fallout New Vegas in it. So, I guess that's the easiest way to put that. That it had different, different guns and different things you could do. And Red Dead Redemption 2 didn't really have skills per se, but it had gambling, it told a good story, good combat, and that's what Fallout New Vegas was for me.
You think Red Dead had good combat? Interesting. Okay. But I don't want to dwell on that. The reason I was wanted to ask you about that is because, as you may know, the members of Obsidian who made Fallout New Vegas, a lot of them worked on the original Fallout games. And there's a game coming out. When is it coming out? I think it might be coming out this year. Called The Outer Worlds, which is made by Obsidian, which looks very, very Fallout. If you want to just look it up, you can go to Outer Worlds website. You can go to YouTube or whatever, and watch that. But it looks very, very Fallout. And a lot of people
I remember seeing this at what is it?
The Game Awards.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, yes, that. Yeah, I remember seeing this, and I'm actually pretty excited for it. It looks really good.
Yeah, I'm excited about it too because it looks like Fallout made by the people who made New Vegas, and I don't know. And a lot of people are like, this is not good news for Bethesda.
No, not at all. I'm definitely going to be playing this game because it looks incredible, and obviously I don't have the capacity to explore space at the moment, so this is the best thing I can do at the moment. So
yeah, plus real space is boring and cold.
That's true. But this looks super fun. I love it. I'm excited for it. Can't wait for it to come out. I'm definitely going to be playing it. And who knows, if we both play it, then we can do an episode on it.
I'm definitely going to play it.
Okay, perfect. We can do an episode on it.
I feel like maybe, I may be being hopeful, but maybe the absolute, rain of fire people have brought down on Bethesda. I love how it says from the original creators of Fallout on the trailer for this game.
They're just spitting in Bethesda's
They really are. They really are. Like, I'm hoping that the hatred that they've received for Fallout 76, the release of games like The Witcher 3. And the Outer Worlds just running better. I'm assuming the Outer Worlds runs well, and receiving critical acclaim more than likely. I'm hoping that'll be the kick in the pants they need to wake them up. Like it feels like they got too full of themselves or something. I don't know. You can't just send Todd Howard out there and be like, "Hey man, I'm a cool guy with my cool leather jacket," and then not deliver on the games.
At least it's not Diablo Immortal.
I don't know.
At least it's not Diablo Immortal.
But Diablo Immortal, I don't know. I see what you're saying, but it might be worse.
Yeah, I mean, Fallout 76 is bad, but it could have been worse.
No, I'm saying that's probably going to be much worse than Diablo Immortal.
Oh yeah, 100% for sure.
That's just a mobile game. It sucks, but it's not like taking up some big, a lot of priority, I guess, from like another PC
that's true
game.
too. That's true.
But I don't know. Maybe going forward into the next Elder Scrolls game and into they're early in Starfield, which we know nothing about except space maybe and the name.
Yeah, it's like space ? I'm interested in that. I want to find out more about it. As you know, I'm kind of in the party or camp of I like not knowing anything about some video games, like Death Stranding, the one we just mentioned. I like being in the dark because then I don't have any expectations and I can kind of just go in blind and be like, okay, this is interesting, or it's not so interesting, but I'm glad that I got to experience everything without it being on the internet.
This says, there's an article on Push Square that says Bethesda will keep the same fundamental game engine for the Elder Scrolls 7, I guess it is, and Starfield. You're a bunch of idiots if you do that. Please, God, don't do that. Oh my gosh.
I'm not interested anymore.
Stop. Just stop. You cannot be this stupid.
They have to be this stupid. Like,
this game engine did not run well in 2015. It didn't run well in 2008. Cat.
Poor Bethesda.
Stop saying poor Bethesda.
I just feel bad for them, man.
Why?
Stupid. Because they're stupid. Because they're that stupid. Obviously, they don't know what they're doing animore
It doesn't seem like it. I don't.
Let's
end on a hopeful note, though. I mean, please just just take some lessons from what you're learning. Screw the mobile games. Fallout Shelter and this other Elder Scrolls online, or not online, but mobile game that's coming out this year.
Elder Scrolls Blades.
Elder Scrolls Blades and Fallout 76. Stop chasing these trends. Just stop. The reason people love you is because you made the trends. You didn't follow them.
Yeah, man.
So just do that. Just do that, please. I want to love your games again. But, as always, you can find us and our podcasts on your favorite podcast services, including iTunes, Stitcher, not SoundCloud. Leave us a review. Please. What do you think, Jordan? That good? Was that terrible?
I liked it. Good job. I like when you take initiative. Like, I just kicked everything that was under my desk, but that's fine. It's okay. It just kind of startled me. But, like Ryan was saying, you can follow the podcast on Twitter at @WantItMePodcast. You can follow me on Twitter at @Aswaylog. You can follow Ryan on Twitter at Ryan Divisions. Our intro and outro music is 8-Bit Passion by the Heatley Brothers. We are on all the things Ryan said. Tell your friends. Share. If there's a share button on that podcast app you're using, hit the share button. Let people know what you think about us. You can submit
Tell your friends.
That's right.
Tell your enemies.
You can submit questions to the show using the hashtag #AskOneUpMe, or you can just add us on Twitter. Like I said, @OneUpMePodcast. You're more than welcome to do that. We have a Reddit, an Instagram, and a Discord. All the links are going to be in the description. You're more than welcome to join all those communities and interact with us. If you don't have any of those things for some reason in 2019, but you still have an email, you can email the podcast. Questions, comments, concerns, sponsorships, anything you want to email us there, as long as it's safe for work, at oneupmepodcast@gmail.com. Again, that's oneupmepodcast@gmail.com. For everything One Up Me, you can check out our beautiful website that we've done, which is amazing looking. In our opinion, it's oneupmegaming.com. We have a Patreon where we'd love to have your support, and you can join that community on there. We do a Patreon exclusive podcast every month. The one we did for December was How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Some of the other ones we've done is Toonami and Danny Phantom, both of which are all spectacular. We have a growing community on Patreon. It's patreon.com/oneupme. You're more than welcome to come join on there if you, based on whichever tier you choose. We got a $1 tier through a $1, a $2, and a $5 tier currently. And you can get the podcast early based on which tier you get. And if you do the $5 tier, you get articles early. So if Ryan or I write an article, it'll be released to Patreon before we actually publish it to our website or anywhere else. And we really appreciate y'all listening to us. It's almost number 40. We've been doing this for what it seems like a while, but we definitely appreciate y'all coming on this journey with us, sharing, telling your friends, telling your enemies about us, all the people that we've met while we've been to different conventions and just out and about. Thank you for listening and checking us out. We do really appreciate it, and we like that we're able to spread the word of video games and, our joy with them and how they've impacted our life with all of you. We do also do a news show called One Up My News. Obviously, if you're new, you might not know about that. So it has its own RSS feed. Wherever you're listening to this, just go to the little search bar, type in One Up My News, and it should pop up. We release that on Mondays, and this show releases on Wednesdays. Unless you're a Patreon, then you get it early. But that's really it. We're going to wrap this up, chop it up, put some intros and outros to it, and send it on y'all's way. We hope y'all have a wonderful day, and hope the new year is treating you good.
Please don't release it on the same engine Bethesda. Please.
That's right. And if anybody, if you have contact to Bethesda, send them this, because I feel it's a good review. They'd shape up. But as always,
shape up.
Play on.